Welcome back to Keep It Real Boxing. This is Cypherbox. Kenichi Ogawa has failed a drug test. The Nevada State Athletics Commission have suspended him. He tested positive for synthetic testosterone. He's requested his sample B to be tested. But if he's found guilty of PED abuse, so for taking performance enhancing drugs, he will be stripped of his IBF title, his 130-pound IBF title, and his victory over Tevin Farmer on December 9th will be changed to a no contest. Now, I did a video right after that fight, and it was a bit of a rant I had where I couldn't believe that Tevin Farmer didn't win that fight. Tevin Farmer in that fight against Ogawa was robbed. It was a clear, wide decision in my opinion that Tevin Farmer was the most dominating fighter in that fight. He won majority of the rounds and, he was clearly robbed. People go on about Triple G Canelo, Ward, Kovalev and say, robbery, etc. Those fights were close fights. This one wasn't a close fight. Tevin Farmer was a clear winner and he was robbed on December 9th of becoming the IBF 130-pound world champion. And a lot of experts and analysts like Max Kellerman, Dan Raphael of ESPN, etc. pretty much agree with me on that one. Now it turns out if Ogawa is found guilty of using performance enhancing drugs, like I said, he'll be stripped and his victory over Tevin Farmer will be changed to a no contest. The question I'm going to ask, I'm guessing Tevin Farmer will also probably get another opportunity to fight for the IBF 130-pound world title. The question I suppose I'm going to put is, who does he fight against? I'm wondering whether they would offer that to Gervonta Davis. Now, Gervonta Davis, as you know, lost that IBF belt because that was his belt. He lost it in his last fight against Fonseca. He lost it on the scales. He came in overweight. Wasn't the first time he's come in overweight because the fight before that against Liam Walsh, he also came in, he missed weight, but then he was able to do it again and he made weight. Against Fonseca, missed weight again, they stripped him on the scales. So he lost his IBF title. Now, it's a little bit suspicious because obviously Lomachenko was calling him out and chasing after him. Mayweather didn't want Gervonta Davis to, fight Lomachenko. He still doesn't want Gervonta Davis to fight Lomachenko. So a lot of people, even me a little bit, was a bit suspect in terms of, was that done on purpose? Was he told to come in overweight and, in order to avoid a fight with Lomachenko? Also, I did another video saying that, Lomachenko's been trying to chase him down recently. So, but I don't see the point of him chasing Gervonta Davis down when Gervonta Davis doesn't even have a world title belt. It's a waste of time. You might as well go chase the other champions at 130. But in this situation, I'm wondering whether they would offer Gervonta Davis that opportunity to win his old belt back, because he has done tweets and stuff where in the past few months where he said, he's going to come back and win his 130 title, and then he's talked about going up to 135 and all that sort of stuff. So I haven't really heard about Gervonta Davis and what's next for him. So I'm wondering whether they would offer him that opportunity. Question is whether Mayweather would take it, because if he was to fight Tevin Farmer, and let's say he beat Tevin Farmer and got his old IBF belt back, then it opens up the whole debate of Lomachenko versus Gervonta Davis again. So, and Floyd Mayweather has made it quite clear that he doesn't want Gervonta Davis to fight Lomachenko, even though Gervonta Davis is interested in that fight himself. So it's an interesting situation, because at the same time, actually, while I'm talking about this, Tevin Farmer and Gervonta Davis, have been squaring up to each other for some time over social media. Even on at one of Lomachenko's fights, funny enough, they bumped into each other at that fight, and they exchanged a few words. Obviously, I've got that video uploaded on my channel, so go and have a look at that. But these guys have a real dislike for each other. There's a rivalry there. They always go back and forth with each other on social media. Tevin Farmer and Gervonta Davis, that is. So, it would make for a good fight because there's a good build-up there, if you know what I mean. Because these guys, they don't like each other. So I'm wondering whether they would potentially that would be offered to Gervonta Davis by the IBF to say, hey, you can fight for your old belt again, get a chance to win it back, and you'll be going up against Tevin Farmer. But the question would be, if that was, and remember this isn't, me, I haven't read this anywhere, I haven't read any articles that this could potentially happen. This is just me putting my thoughts out there. Yeah, this is just me thinking out loud. But the stumbling block with that would probably be Mayweather may not take that fight, because then there's pressure and media pressure for him to fight Lomachenko if Gervonta Davis was to beat Tevin Farmer for that IBF title. Anyway, there's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think. As always, like, share, subscribe, guys. Until next time, this is Scythebox reminding you to keep it real.